Hey, I'm Lauren Teresa, and I just want to say that I think what's happening right now is just digging me deeper into my convictions for a low buy year slash no buy. I have bought some things impulsively, and I've used Amazon and I've used big corporations, and man, I grew up, I'm just going to give a little backstory context. I grew up like with parents who are both bleeding heart liberals, and thank God, and I'm from Texas, which is rare. I'm from Austin, so it does make a little more sense. But I was a social worker for a long time. I went to Texas State for undergrad, and I went to the University of Texas for graduate school. And I'm gonna get a little choked up because I loved being a social worker. I did not love being one in Texas. It was really difficult funding wise and just getting through red tape. But I also believed in many ways that it was more important to be a social worker in a state that maybe doesn't support social workers as much as it would be easier to be one in, say, a blue state. Um, I believed in economic and social change, and I was passionate for a really long time. And I became a trauma therapist. I opened my own business with my ex husband, and we became very successful financially. And I talk a lot about growing up in the 80s and 90s and being outside and all day, and did grow up on some crap food, but also some good food. It was a mix, right? And yeah, I just want to de-influence you as much as possible. You may have it like that, and you may be able to buy whatever you want, and that's wonderful. I make about 120,000 a year, and in 2026, that I think I saw that the equivalent was like 50,000 a year from like even 10 years ago. And I know I want to do my research on that and get better numbers for you guys, but it's just important to understand that like it's just not doing what it used to do, and we have to resist. And I have two small girls, and so it's tough for me to get out there because I'm a single parent, um, and be in the streets, even though I would if I could. Anyway, I say all that to say, you know, I think we're all being radicalized, and there's so many beautiful and wonderful, not just Americans, but people on this planet who are sick and tired of sitting idly by. But I know that something you can do is if you can't get out there, one thing you can do is vote with your wallet and, you know, buy from your neighbors and trade with your neighbors. And there are free cycle groups here on Oahu that I have been a member of on Facebook for a long time. Um, even just like volunteering on a local farm or ranch or something like that will expand your network. I remember when I volunteered at a farm in Austin, and I met person after person after person after person, just having the sort of literal grassroots movement. And it was just what a wonderful way to live. We would work at the farm and volunteer our time, and in turn, the farm would give us half a bag or a full bag of groceries, depending on how much we worked. We would take those groceries and we would go to someone's house on the weekends, and we'd make dishes with them, and we'd share, and we'd sit around a campfire, and we'd play songs, and we'd just talk about ideas, big ideas and farming. And everyone was so connected and rooted to like their food and the earth. And it was and I was in graduate school. I had no money. And it was like honestly one of the happiest times of my life. And if you think that money buys happiness, it certainly doesn't. It does buy a lot of power, apparently. So, yeah, it's so funny. Like owning a small business, I feel like I became a lot more moderate because of taxes. And God, like, I mean, I remember when we got that six-figure tax bill the first time and just thinking, like, what? We were not prepared. Um, so yeah, I became sort of like fiscally moderate for a long time, but I really think I'm back to where I came from and where I started as far as like politics goes, because I want everyone to be free. Thank you. So, yeah, low buy, no buy, walking, riding the bus. I'm going to trade my car in for a Prius. I've already decided. I am not paying for anything I don't have to. I'm making my own food as much as I can, growing my own food, sharing, switching to long form content because I believe in it. And I believe that, 9 to 5 till you're 65 is indoctrination and indentured servitude. It's not, that's not free no matter where you go. It may have changed over the years, but it is what it is. And we're being marketed to 24/7, told that we need to buy things that we don't need, told to um, have bigger houses and pay for rent for our stuff in storage units. Um, we've lost our skills. Both my grandmothers had, and grandfathers even, um, had amazing life skills. One of my grandmothers had 3 pecan trees in her backyard, and she harvested and cracked and bagged and froze the nuts every year, bags and bags in her freezer, gave them to our family. And that was her one little suburban lot. And she made quilts with her church, and they had quilting groups, and they sold them for charity. Beautiful, hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Made them all for all of us. And my grandfather, my dad's side, canned and grew his own vegetables and fruit. And my grandmother was an amazing homemaker. And I am not like women need to be in the kitchen and homemakers. Like I'm not that gal. I'm a minimalist and don't have a lot of stuff. I would love a cozy cottage, but I can't clean it. I don't want to clean it. I want to have a different, and I get the right and opportunity to do that today because of the people who believed before me that women deserved more and to have their own rights and freedom. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know. I know. So anyway, if you like frugality content, community content, um, low buy years, how to save money, how to invest, family content, making bread content from a modern millennial who is terrible, but learning all the skills to survive in this next generation of whatever's coming. Hopefully, a new world, and hopefully, one that holds people accountable. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with buying. Uh, if it's not necessary, I don't want it. It's not from the thrift store. I don't want to wear it. I will support small creators, of course, and small makers and the farmers market. And, of course, we have to survive, but what's it going to take? I'm so grateful for all the YouTube and TikTok creators out there, and of course, other creators who are fighting a good fight, and those who are against fascism and authoritarian regimes, and people who've been on the front lines fighting for what little rights we still have. Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. And this is coming from a haole in Hawaii who, my God, the atrocities that this government has done to Indigenous peoples. Um, I don't exactly know where to go other than to do what I can with my dollar. Thank you.